All right. Can you talk about the performance of Kam McLain this past weekend and why she was deserving of the tournament's MVP?
Yeah, Cam had a good weekend for us. Because of some injuries, we had McKenna Goss stepping in to play middle, which she's played in the past in her club seasons, but it's not her natural position for us here. But she had to step in and play, and she did a great job blocking. But offensively, it takes so long to develop a connection between the setter and the hitter. Cam had to carry most of the load getting the offense done in the middle, and she did a great job. She did a really high percentage in all 3 matches. She was a legitimate threat every time she stepped on the floor, and that really, I think, probably the best indication of her success on the job is looking at how our pins hit and their hitting percentage. We weren't great every single match, but overall for those 3 matches this week, our hitting percentage at the pins was a lot better, and that's usually because your middle is such a threat that their middle blocker has a hard time closing the block. So she did a great job, both reflected in her numbers and the team's numbers.
With several of your recent matches having gone 5 sets, how important was it to have 2 matches this weekend end in 3? And did that factor in the success in the 4th and 5th set in the Harvard match Saturday night?
Oh, yeah, good question. Well, it's a bit nebulous. You never know exactly cause and effect, what helps, what hurts. But certainly, I think we kind of figured something out a little bit as a group. We figured something out the previous weekend in the Delaware match, even though we lost that in 5. We had really been concentrating on how we communicate with each other and how do we build each other up so that we get stronger as the match goes on, that we improve as it goes on. And we came up a little bit short in that match, but I think we kind of figured out a key component, and the girls have really taken to that. So they put that into effect in really every match this weekend. And we were fortunate to get 3-0 wins in Northeastern and the UConn matches. And then I think you really saw the effect of that in the Harvard match. Being down 2-1, we played really well in the first set, and then just kind of lost our momentum and lost our energy. And previously in previous years, that probably would have ended in a 3-1 loss for us because we wouldn't have been able to get it back. But they figured a way of just instilling these characteristics that we've been talking about and bringing it back, and we're able to rally well in the 4th set and then carry through into the 5th.
Now that you're done with tournament play for the season and start ACC action this week, what do you feel has been the biggest improvement over the course of the tournaments, and have all of your goals for pre-conference play been met?
You never meet all of your goals. The day we play a perfect game of volleyball, I'll retire, and I don't see that in the near horizon. But certainly, we've gotten players a bit more comfortable in their roles on the court and what they're doing. And I think we're settling in a bit more comfortably in each rotation what we're trying to do offensively. We're not there yet, but I think everybody can see the path that we're on and their particular path and their role within that. So really happy with that. Our blocking is improving. Our blocking numbers are better than they've ever been. Still not where I'm really comfortable going into ACC. But blocking is the hardest part of the game to improve. It's the one with the most moving parts, the most different variables, highest number of different variables that can affect it. So we're getting better. We're going to continue to get better, but that's an area that we'll need to continue to address as we go into conference play.
What can fans expect from the Eagles in the next 2 games? Syracuse and Georgia Tech coming up. 2 tough ACC schools on the road. Yeah,
and both tough places to play. They both do a nice job at home. Particularly Georgia Tech gets the big marching band out for their home matches, and it's pretty loud. It's a small gym. The Syracuse is kind of the same way. So what we're looking for and what our expectations are is to go out and compete, to get after it, to compete on every point, to play hard on every point, and to figure out ways not just to play hard ourselves, but how to help our teammates do it, that we're putting that effort on the floor. And I think what we saw in our last 3 or 4 matches is that when we collectively figure out that process, then we're pretty good. And that's my concern, is being able to bring that every time we play. And if we're doing that, we're going to feel pretty good about ourselves at the end of the day.